Quintin is flunking Yolanda 101.
How does Quintin rate as a boyfriend?
My big fat elf. He doesn't do enough foreplay. No, in the beginning he used to do
5 and 6 plays.
But his blind date said he made the grade.
What would you score him?
An A, definitely.
Meanwhile, Yolanda's date
Big muscles, little feet, little...
put her on the honor roll.
Give it an A+.
Will they stick around to get a cap and gown?
What more could you ask for? She gets an F.
Or have a change of heart?
Welcome to Change of Heart. 10 months ago, this couple found themselves in the backseat of a car. No. They were just talking. But when she leaned into the front seat to change the radio station, he checked out her assets and, yes, romance ensued. Well, lately they've been butting heads and they're here to talk about it. Please welcome Quintin Collins and Yolanda Ross. Welcome to the show. Quintin, tell us why you two decided to come on the show.
Well, both of us are divorced, and this is our first serious relationship, and I don't know if we're sure if we want to be in a serious relationship at this time.
Now, Quintin, if you had to pick one of her most annoying behaviors when you take Yolanda out, what would that be?
She dances like a nasty stripper. She has some legs all over guys' shoulders. I'm surprised they didn't ask her for a table dance.
Don't even try it.
She's pretty wild.
No, it's you the one wear the little see-through.
I don't wear see-through shirts.
Yes, you do.
she
To
saw
show
you in
off your nipple rings.
That's a little
Yes,
on
you
the fruity
do.
side. I don't do the
That's for you.
shirts, okay?
Don't even try it.
All right, now, Yolanda, what worries you most about giving your heart over to Quintin?
Because he's a sneaky cheat.
Sneaky cheat.
What do you mean?
Yes, because when I go to his house, he cuts the ring off on
I
his
cut
phone.
my ringer off.
And then on top of that, the phone will ring at 2 o'clock a.m. He
might
does
ring
not
at
even
10.
answer the
I don't
phone.
answer
He'll think
because
I'm asleep.
I talk on the
and he'll
phone
go
all day at work.
to the living
So
room
by
and
time-
check his messages on his phone.
That's a
Well,
lie.
just
Come
to
on
see.
now, I'm
That
not
is a lie.
crazy.
But wait, Quintin, she's being a little bit suspicious. Maybe there's a reason, or is she being totally unfair?
She's a jealous person.
Just jealous.
She's
I am
very
not a jealous person.
Every
If it's in
woman
my
that
face,
I talk to, that means I'm sleeping with her. So
Now, Yolanda, why do you have such a trouble trusting the guy?
Because once he lied to me before, if once a lie, always a lie. That's the way I look
See,
at
you
it.
got burned one time. I understand that. Now, what was it he lied to you about? Was it something big and something important?
Yes, it was something big. I've been knowing Quentin for 8 months now. Well, it's longer than that, but I was dating him for 4.5 months. He did not fail to tell me that he was married at one time. I told him in the beginning that I was married. And so it was out there, and he could have told me.
I told her that I didn't tell her because I wasn't trying to get to know her at that time. You know, we was gonna do what we had to do because I wasn't ready for no relationship.
Now,
at
Quintin,
that
what
time.
about Yolanda? What's the number one thing that bothers you about her?
She has no brain whatsoever.
No brain.
My brain is her brain. It's like,
even
Yolanda,
try.
what do you want to go eat? I don't know. What do you want to go? What do you want to drink? I don't know. Do you want to go jump off a bridge? I don't know.
Don't
If you
even
go
try
first.
it. Don't even try
Now,
it.
Yolanda, how does Quintin rate as a boyfriend? How would you rate him in that category?
I give him a
10.
big fat elf.
10.
F.
Failure.
He's saying 10, you're going F.
F.
Why is that?
F. Where the F come from?
Because he doesn't know how to treat me as a woman. The way I look at it.
Now, Yolanda, you gave him an F as a boyfriend. What grade would you give him as a potential provider, let's say if you took it the next step?
A B+, on the way to an A.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's going to court reporter school.
Oh, he's going to court reporting
And he is working
school.
full time.
So he's kind of ambitious. That's good. Now, Quintin, you say she acts like a trashy stripper when she's out on the dance floor.
Yes,
How does she act when she's in the bedroom?
She acts like a librarian. She's not freaky enough. I don't want to do it that way. And then, I try to do something a little freaky one
Right.
day.
He's
I picked her up
freaky,
from work, butt naked one day.
That's a good way to get arrested.
Exactly. And she was like, put your clothes on. We're going to get pulled over.
Now, how would you categorize him in the bedroom, though, if you're all librarian-like?
He's lazy.
Lazy?
He doesn't do enough foreplay.
Not enough foreplay.
Enough
No, in the
foreplay.
beginning, he
I
used to do
give 5 and 6 plays.
Don't even
I do more than foreplay.
Now, Quintin, we heard about some of her weaknesses that you had on your list. What about some of her strengths? What's a strong point?
She's a confident woman, and I like a woman who has confidence and carries herself like she has confidence. I don't have to hear, am I too fat, or how's everything look? She has confidence, she knows she looks good, and I like that.
That's very important then. So we'll see. Now, coming up, Quintin's date included a serenade and a striptease. We're going to get a little sample when we come back next, so stay tuned. Quintin and Yolanda. Now, Quintin wishes that Yolanda would use her own brain and act more like a stripper in the bedroom and less like one on the dance floor. So, we stand him out with a former professional dancer who moves like a ballerina and thinks like a librarian but does not kiss like one. Please welcome Madison Mathis. Now, Madison, earlier we heard Yolanda complaining how lazy Quintin is when it comes to foreplay and romance. What was your first impression?
Oh, not lazy at all.
No?
He is definitely a go-getter. Our first phone conversation, sexy voice. Sounded like Barry White, and he actually serenaded me over the phone. So I was hoping he looked as good as he did.
Oh, yeah?
As that voice sounded.
Quintin, can we get a little sample of what you did for her on the phone?
Sure. Sweet lady, would you be mine? Sweet love for a lifetime.
Very nice. Yolanda's shaking her head. You ever get that kind of treatment?
No, he sings to me.
So that's nothing? You don't think that's nothing?
Mm-mm.
Well, so you had a very romantic phone call, Quintin. What about your meeting? Was it just as romantic?
To be honest, it wasn't too romantic. We originally supposed to meet at the mall. We met at the bathrooms.
You met in the bathrooms?
I just got through peeing. She was about to go pee, so it wasn't a good start of being romantic.
Right, there you are. Hanging out the urinal.
Right.
Yeah. All right, now I'm thinking the last thing that a guy wants to do probably is go shopping. How was Quintin when you were at the mall?
Well, actually, he picked out what I'm wearing today.
He did?
Oh, he did.
We
Good
got to give him a
job.
little credit then. That was good, yes.
Yeah.
Quintin, here you are hanging out at the mall. What are you thinking while you guys are walking around?
She's very classy and sexy. Unlike Ghetto Fabulous over here, she always has her half-ass hanging out everywhere she goes. She was very classy and very sexy, and she wasn't showing me all her goods. So you
thought it was different. And Yolanda, would you classify that as classy, sexy?
Yeah, it's sexy, but it's no different than what I wear. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
She probably wouldn't know class if she saw it, so.
Whatever.
Madison, earlier Yolanda gave Quintin an F as far as being a boyfriend. What would you score him?
An A, definitely. He has sexy lips, those D'Angelo lips that I love, and the tongue ring didn't hurt either, and just sexy. And he works 2 jobs. He goes to school in the morning, and he works at night. So what more could you ask for? She gets an F.
Now, Madison, you're very complimentary. What about in return? Did Quintin pay attention to you, give you a lot of compliments?
Actually, when my mom called on my cell phone to see how the date was going, she was a little nervous about the date. And he actually talked to my mom, and he told my mom that she had a very beautiful daughter. So I thought that was so sweet.
So you got a compliment even though it was through your mom?
It was through my mom, but I'll take it.
Very nice. Now, Madison, I know after the mall you guys went back to his place to change. Anything about his place that you caught that bothered you that you didn't like?
I definitely did not like the picture of him and her on his dresser. I don't know if he did that intentionally, but I think my picture would look much better on his dresser.
Now, she saw the girlfriend's picture. Anything else that you showed her?
Yes, when we was at a jazz club, she noticed I had a tongue ring. So she asked me if I have any more piercings. Mm-hmm. And so I did. I told her I had my nipples pierced, so I let her see.
He opened the shirt.
Oh, yeah? And Madison, what did you think about the little striptease that was going on there?
Oh my goodness, Chris. It was out of this world. I've never seen nipples pierced before.
Right.
And he had 6-pack and the obliques were working, the square shoulders, everything was working.
So you were like, yeah.
He was looking good. He has a very beautiful body.
Mm-hmm. And Quintin, what did you find sexy about Madison when you guys were hanging out?
While we was at dinner, she fed me.
Oh, yeah?
Unlike Yolanda, she doesn't never feed me. She's like, eat your own food.
So that turned you on a little bit. Anything that turned you off, though?
Yeah, Madison told me she was a virgin. And that made me feel a little uncomfortable.
Oh, uncomfortable?
Uncomfortable. Even though Yolanda, she's a little boring in bed. At least I know I'm going to get some.
Right.
So it was kind of like it was kind of uncomfortable.
I understand.
I'm sorry.
Now, Madison, though, even though you revealed that to him, could you feel that there was like cold water on the date at that point?
Oh, no. After we left the restaurant, we went to a really hot dance club in Dallas, and we got really close while we were dancing, and I felt his excitement rising, if you know what I mean.
Now, Yolanda, does that sound like him? When you get that excited when he's out there dancing?
Yes.
Yeah, she's like,
Yes.
yeah, been there. So, Madison, there you are out on the dance floor. What were you thinking about?
Oh, I was thinking about that tongue ring because I've never kissed anybody with a tongue ring, so I thought that would be interesting. And because I'm a virgin,
right,
I'm a professional kisser, so I could kiss the hell out of you. So I was ready to try that tongue ring out.
And Quentin, tell us what happened back at your place.
Well, not a good thing happened. We came back and we noticed someone broke into her car.
Oh, man.
Because originally she was supposed to come in and give me a massage.
Right.
But,
that was the plan.
So I just gave her a little peck on the cheek and gave her a hug and told her I was sorry about her car.
Right. So you had to deal with the car and everything. So, Quentin, if that hadn't happened, though, how do you think this all would have ended?
She would have probably gave him my massage. She told me she was going to give me, and never know, she could have tried out my little tongue ring that I had.
Sounds like it. Now, just one more question. Yolanda, Quentin's insisted that you're kind of like the jealous type in this whole situation. Does this bother you at all?
No.
You're just
Sorry, no.
Just so casual about it all. All right, well, we'll get your side next. Coming up, they started with sexy talk on the phone, and they ended up with sexy stuff back at his place. Hear all about Yolanda's date next. We're here with Quintin and Yolanda. Now, Yolanda says Quintin may be a good student at court reporting school, but in their relationship, he's a failing cheat. So we found her a guy that's always getting an A for effort from the gals that he dates. Please welcome Davall and Quintin. Seat. And Davall, if you had to grade your first phone conversation with Yolanda, what grade would you give her?
Give it an A+.
A+? Must have been smoking.
No doubt, it was smoking. It was real hot. She talked real dirty to me on the phone.
Yeah.
She told me if a friend liked what she saw, she was gonna throw me on the bed and we was gonna get buck wild and Yolanda was gonna watch.
And Yolanda was just gonna hang out and watch.
She was gonna watch, yeah.
That's classy.
She ain't gonna be watching nothing, partner.
Oh, dude, you don't know me like that, son.
It's like, no way. Davall, what about the first meeting, though? As good as the first phone call?
Hell no.
No?
She was 3 to 4 hours late.
Oh, man.
I was pissed, man. It was like,
Yeah, Yolanda, what were you doing that you're going to be 3 or 4 hours late?
I was having a little car trouble.
Car trouble. And Davall, what were you doing while you were just hanging out waiting?
Well, since I didn't want to wrinkle my clothes, I went ahead and took off my clothes, since she was taking so long and put on, what I'm saying, just put on my sweats. Come on, dude.
So you were chilling anyway, so waiting. And Yolanda, you show up and he's not dressed. What were you thinking?
I really loved his body. He's a little bit more buffer than Quintin.
That's a good excuse to actually show off your body.
Big muscles, little feet, little... Okay.
It's a size 12, baby. It's a size 12, son.
Wait, let me ask Yolanda that. Yolanda, anything about Quintin you like better?
Well, yeah, I like Quintin. His face was, better looking.
Better, she's trying to say he was ugly.
No. Quintin had the more rough, look to him, and he's more of the model type.
I see. So that's the
difference. What does he model? I ain't never seen his face. You must model gay. You do gay modeling?
I see what your tongue ring. I see what your tongue ring.
He must do
I see what your tongue ring, son.
All right, Davall, what about the fact when you met Yolanda in person? Was she as hot in person as she was on the phone?
She was all that. She was definitely all that. She had her back out, nice pants, booty was slamming, Told us done. She was slamming.
And Quintin, does this sound like a typical way that she would dress?
Yeah, that sounds typical.
That's her. All out there and just...
I already knew.
Now, Yolanda, there you are driving around with Davall. How did that make you feel? What was going on?
Well, I felt real good as a couple, actually. We were talking about his modeling, and we was looking at the house and saying, hopefully, maybe he can buy me one of those big houses.
Oh, really? Fantasy, picking out houses, so I guess things were going on. And Davall, what were you fantasizing about?
Basically, what we were going to do in these $1 million houses. Because on the way there, we were hand-holding, rubbed a little bit of thigh. The chemistry was definitely there.
Quintin, you all right with that? They're fantasizing about houses and rubbing and doing all this stuff right away?
Probably has a fantasize. He ain't got no woman. That's why you up here.
Now, Now, Yolanda, I understand that Davall took you out dancing. Any rubbing that went on there?
Yeah, we were dancing. I rubbed him a little bit.
Yeah.
But the club wasn't really my type of club. I
Right,
couldn't
right.
really get freaky like I usually do.
Right, so you didn't feel a good vibe going on there? Now, Davall, Quintin and Madison did some hot dancing. Obviously, we heard what happened on the dance floor with them. How would you say yours measured up against that?
I mean, it was rated great. You know, I wanted to kiss her, you know, but I could tell she was holding back, you know, a little bit. It got kind of hot and heavy on the dance floor, you know, but it was cool.
She didn't want you. That's why she was kissing.
You got a good woman here. You got a good woman here. You know what I'm
All right,
saying?
Davall, what about the
Respect that.
conversation? What do you guys talk about?
Conversation, we basically talked about how she thinks he's cheating, you know, and I don't see why he would cheat on somebody looking like this. I told her, you know, she need to cut the zero and, you know, get with this hero, you know what I'm saying?
Now, Yolanda,
How old is that?
Yolanda, you guys, obviously the two guys are different, but explain how it was different talking to Davall than Quintin.
Well, actually, when I was talking to Davall, I felt more comfortable because he actually came out and he wasn't afraid to express how he actually felt about me or his past relationships with other women.
So he was a little bit more expressive. It was a little deeper.
Unlike
so
Quintin.
the conversation got deep into anything else
Mentally,
I gotta
I'm there.
ask?
Yeah, most gay guys are. They love to talk to women.
He still got a lot of
They always
engaged.
express
That's
themselves
because
all
he's
the time.
insecure because he know I look better than him.
Insecure.
Is that what it
That's
is? All right,
insecure.
let me ask,
Yeah.
which guy's got both nipples pierced?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's I just want to make sure.
No, ain't none of that. Yeah, ain't none of that over here.
making a point, that's
It's all
all.
masculine over here, baby. You know.
Now, Davall, wait, let's hear about what happened afterwards, because Davall, you guys went back to your place, is that right?
Yeah. We went back to my place, you know, lit up the candles for her, had the nice music going, you know, had the feeding her strawberries and whipped cream because she told me how she liked that. Yeah, it was nice.
He
She was
would
digging
have
it.
strawberries. They say you are what you eat. He's a fruit.
Yolanda, how do you think the guys would differ in bed? How would Davall be different maybe than Quintin is, because you know Quintin?
Well, I feel like Davall, actually, he put in a lot of work for the date or whatever and being patient with me. So I think that he would have no problems in the bedroom doing the same.
Now, Davall, did Yolanda did she share any fantasies with you while you guys were hanging out in the living room?
Well, she talked about how she likes bubble baths and getting her feet rubbed, and I actually had some vanilla bubble bath waiting on her, you know. I told her I'd wash her, you know, from head to toe, you know. So, yeah, no doubt.
Sound like a nice plan?
No doubt.
So, Yolanda, did you jump right in?
No, however, his phone rang at 2 o'clock in the morning, so just like Quintin.
His boyfriend was calling. Boyfriend.
Now, Quintin, how do you feel? It's 2 a.m., she's still over there hanging out.
Well, you know,
Something must have been going on. She was
2
enjoying
a.m. Well,
herself?
she said they went to the club, so it didn't bother me at all.
All right, well, Yolanda, did you get past the phone call and have at least a nice goodbye, or how'd that end?
Yes, actually, he walked me to my car and I gave him a hug, and I felt like there are some still good romantic guys still out there.
Well, it's good that you're left feeling that way. Now, coming up, find out which fantasies will be fulfilled and who will be fulfilling them when Yolanda and Quintin reveal their decisions. That's next. They came here because they've both been divorced and they're a little nervous about jumping into another hardcore relationship. Are they ready to commit or ready to call it quits? Let's find out. Yolanda, we're going to start with you. You spent 10 months trying to decide whether or not this thing was going to work out or not. We sent you out with Davall. Now, this guy obviously made a big effort to make you happy, did a lot of things that you like. You hung out at his place till 2 a.m. What do you say?
Well, I feel like that going on the show with Davall here showed me that there are still men out there that are romantic and nice. But however, Quintin went out on his date and he proved to me that he can be trusted and be honest, because he really didn't even kiss her, so I'm gonna stay together.
Stay together. All right, Davall, sorry things didn't work out. Now, Quintin, we gotta get your decision. Yolanda says she wants to stay together. We sent you out with Madison. You sang to her on the phone. You said you thought she was really classy. You guys went dancing, hung out a long time yourself. What do you say?
I would say you're very beautiful, and I love your body.
Oh, thank you.
But being on the show made me realize that I need to open up more, so I'm going to decide to stay together.
Stay together. All right, Madison, sorry things didn't work out for you. And Quintin and Yolanda, maybe you are ready to go hardcore and get here to the next step and got through your fear. So let's hope that's what's going to happen here. That's our show for today. Thanks to Madison and Davall, and good luck to Quintin and Yolanda. We'll see you next time on Change of Heart. Thank you.